Hey guys, it is the AFL Yank back here again, doing another tipping video for this round. I will be doing a quick evaluation of the previous round. Of course, I am talking about round 12. So yeah, 12 teams played this round. There was, of course, 6 sides that were on their bye. Yeah, nonetheless, there were actually some pretty entertaining games this round. Ended up going 4-2. I got 4 out of 6. Missed. I ended up getting 2 wrong. That was I tipped the Lions to beat the D's. I had a lot of trust. But yeah, D's are definitely the team to beat right now. This might be their year, honestly. They're definitely looking like a side reminiscent of the 2000 Essendon Bombers. Like, that's how good they seem to be. But yeah. And the other team I got wrong was the Adelaide Crows, who ended up losing to Collingwood at home. A huge loss for their season, as they currently reside at 4-8. A lot of hope for this season, and honestly, they generally play better against top 8 sides. They're almost like a poor man's Swans right now. Like, not gonna lie, they definitely look like, yeah, like I said earlier, they definitely look like the poor man's Swans. But nonetheless, we're gonna review. But yeah, I did get 4 tips right, including the last 3. I ended up tipping correctly. Got the Swans beating the Saints correct, although it's much less than I had projected to be, as I did predict the Swans to win by 32 points. But yeah, even with the win, it's a bit of an ugly one, but I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what the hell it is. We seemingly play worse against bottom tier sides, it seems. We lost to the Dockers, who's been the worst kicking side in the league, and we end up almost losing to the second worst, as the Saints really gave us a run for our money, and we're just absolutely on our tail. It seems like half of our games this season have all gone down to the wire. They've all been at least win or losses by 10 or less points. Half the games we have played have all been close, have been basically thrillers. But yeah, nonetheless, a little bit of a disappointing result, but still a great win for the Swans. We are currently 8-4. Got a good shot at making finals now. We have a very good shot at making finals footy. Just gotta keep up the pace, though. My problem is that we just need to keep up pace. And we need a big win, too. We need a big percentage booster of a win. And then, got the Tigers right. Essendon were really giving them a run for their money early on, but then the Tigers just went on fire in the fourth quarter. They were just absolutely on fire. I believe Trent Cotchin, he was absolutely on fire in the fourth quarter. And you got to give credit to the Bombers too. They played really hard as well. They're definitely going to be a top 8. I reckon they can be a top 8 side next year. Like, if they continue to make improvements, they could definitely make the 8 next year. And hey, maybe they could win their first finals game since 2004. Yeah, I'm just as old as Essendon's losing streak, like their finals drought, which is currently the longest active in the AFL right now. The Blues currently have the longest active finals drought. You know, the longest years without making finals, as the last time they made finals was back in 2013. It would be even longer had the Bombers qualified for the 8 if it wasn't for the infamous drug scandal that happened in 2013. But yeah. But regardless, Essendon, they're definitely a side on the up. Got to give credit to Nick Cox. He's definitely potentially a lock for winning Rising Star this season. But yeah. And then West Coast, they end up getting their first win for the first time. They get their first ever win in the new millennium at the SCG. Their first win in 22 years at the SCG against the awful Blues. Carlton were basically in the game until like the fourth quarter when the Eagles just went off. And yeah, they ended up winning by 22 points, the same margin we actually beat the Blues by, the same exact margin, and almost an identical score as well. But yeah, the Blues, they were putting up a good fight, but yeah, things collapsed on them, and now they're likely to be without Harry Mackay for possibly a good while, which is very unfortunate because Mackay has basically been the leader, has been basically a lock for the Coleman medal this year. He's just been absolutely dominant. But yeah, still nonetheless, Eddie Betts did keep him in the game, but it just was not enough to get past the Eagles, even with Liam Ryan going down. Like, the Eagles just went off. And yeah, that ends up getting them their first win at the SCG for the first time since 1999. But still, they have a pretty bad record there. And then finally, Freo winning, the Dogs beating an injured Freo. But yeah, the Dogs beating an injured Freo side. Just the Dockers absolutely just collapsed through this game, even with Andy Brayshaw back. They just absolutely had a bad time. Nat Fife went down. Like, just so many injuries in that game. It was just brutal. But yeah, the Dogs continue their dominance, currently at 10-2, second on the ladder right now. They're definitely they definitely have a good chance of potentially making the grand final this year. They definitely have a good shot at it. Certainly prelim, a lock for the prelim at least. They're like at least a lock for the prelim. But yeah, regardless, let's get to round 13. And we got Port versus the Geelong Cats. This is going to be a really interesting game. It is at the Adelaide Oval. This is definitely going to be one hell of an interesting game, but the Cats haven't really been the best at the Adelaide Oval. And with that, like with the Cats' issues, I mean the Cats are a really good side, but I just think Port are the better side right now. But yeah, with how dominant they are at home, I'm going to go with Port to win this game, let's say by 21 points. But yeah. And then we get on to the third consecutive game at the SCG. It is the Sydney Swans versus Hawthorn. One of our biggest rivals, arguably has been our biggest rival of the new millennium, along with the West Coast Eagles. But yeah. The Swans, coming into this game, we are 8-4. We're coming off a very close game. Coming off an incredibly close game against St. Kilda. Probably a game that we should have definitely won big. Definitely should have been a big win for us, like marginally. But yeah, just the Saints' pressure just really got on us, and it seems like we play worse against bottom tier sides than against top 8 sides. Although we have been in every game I do these unscripted, but yeah. It seems like we're better against top 8 sides than bottom tier sides, it seems. I mean look at us against the two worst kicking sides, Freo and St. Kilda. We lost to the Dockers by 2, with Nat Fife getting an incredible goal. And then we end up losing to the Saints. And then, oh my God. We didn't lose to the Saints, I know. But we end up almost losing to the Saints. We almost ended up losing to the Saints at home. We were just very sloppy. I mean, you could make an argument the umps were really against us. Like, potentially, you could use that whole ump excuse. But yeah, just a lot of improvement from the Saints game. We need to make a lot of adjustment. Just need to make some adjustments from that game because we can't be sleepwalking quarters. But yeah, regardless, this game, in my opinion, for certain, it's definitely going to be a lock for the Swans, in my opinion. Just certainly a lock for the Swans, no matter what the margin is. I will admit it could be close. I mean, look at how we've done against bottom tier sides. We've always usually kept them in the game. we've been in every game. We've at least been contesting in every game. Like, every game could have gone to us. We were in every game except for the Suns game, where we were just absolutely out of form. Like, we were just a mess against the Suns at Metricon. It was just an absolute disaster. But yeah, regardless, very confident in the Swans beating Hawthorn. Jewel Marty should have a field day, hopefully. Just really hoping that Jewel Marty he should make it to the side next round. But yeah, he was impressive. And the Hawks, I believe they're coming off the bye. I'm pretty sure they're coming off the bye, right? Yeah, they are. They're coming off the bye. I mean, they did have about a week to prepare, but I mean, they're a pretty bad side, pretty much. But yeah, regardless, this definitely should be an easy win for us. It should definitely go to us, for certain. But we just need to get bigger wins. Like, that's what I want to see. I want us to get big marginal wins in order to help boost our percentage, because it'll help us get into the top. It'll give us a better chance of making the top 4. Our issues have been very much, keeping up the score pretty much. We always just keep our opponents, especially weaker sides in games, it seems, but we just need to, we need to just stay on the gas more. That's what I want to see from the Swans. I want us to stay on the gas and not let go. But yeah, nonetheless, definitely really confident about next round. I'm hoping, pretty confident in Buddy and Logan McDonald, doing their thing. Same with, obviously, Papley and Heaney. They should definitely have a solid game. The Hawks youth, they have a couple of good players, but still, they're not really in the best form right now. It's going to take a couple years for them to find their form, to regain that top 8 form again, to be honest. But yeah, regardless, Swans got them winning at home. Our only loss at home was against the Giants, which we honestly should have won that game. But, yeah. And then next, we got Frio facing the Gold Coast Suns. The Dockers, they're coming off an absolutely brutal game. An absolutely brutal game against the Dogs. Just so much injuries. Just a massive blow for them. But yeah, regardless, with how dominant the Dockers have been at home, I am relatively confident about potentially choosing them. I mean, they did lose to the Dogs by 28. The Suns, they've had some solid games this season, and plus they do have a benefit with Matty Rowell coming back in about a week, I believe. But yeah, Matt Rowell, he's set to be coming back, which is definitely massive news for the Suns. It definitely could potentially help them boost the run, potentially. But yeah, regardless, I am relatively confident about the Dockers winning this game, even with them having injury woes. I think they definitely could have a shot of winning this game. It'll be a close one, though. Really, really close. It'll be a duel between two young sides. But it could definitely be an entertaining one. But yeah, regardless, going to go with the Dockers to win. Probably going to be a thriller, in my opinion. But yeah. Then we got St. Kilda facing the Adelaide Crows at Kazali Stadium. The Saints coming off a massive performance against the Swans. They had plenty of opportunities to potentially take the game away, but yeah, their kicking woes ended up sealing their fate in that game. And the Crows, they're coming off a huge loss against the Pies. Crows haven't really been the best outside of, really that great outside of being at home. And honestly, the Saints, I think they could definitely motivate their confidence. I feel like they could keep it up. And relatively, I think they can definitely... I'm relatively confident in the Saints potentially getting this game potentially winning this game. I think they could definitely continue that motivation. like continue that motivation they had against the Swans and try and improve it against the Crows. But yeah, still, this will definitely be a thriller for sure. Plus, the Crows have had many woes facing against bottom tier sides, and definitely a main reason why I'm not confident in choosing the Crows for certain. But yeah, got the Crows winning. No, not the Crows. Got the Saints winning this game. Definitely should help turn their seat. Could definitely be a chance of making, definitely could help them make it, give them a chance to making, still make top 8 this season, although it will be pretty much very difficult to be honest. But yeah. And then next, we got North Melbourne facing the GWS Giants. The Giants coming off a bye, as well as North Melbourne. They're coming off the bye as well. Even with, the Giants, they got some really easy games coming up, and honestly, it could definitely help their chances, boosting their chances of making the 8, to be honest. Like, if they win these games, these games will for certain help them make the 8, for certain. But yeah, got the Giants beating. But yeah, it's obvious. Gotta choose the Giants to beat the Roos. The Roos have been terrible this season, just absolutely atrocious. But yeah, got the Giants winning. They should very much get the job very well done. Just get the job, get a hefty win. Definitely, boost their percentage of potentially making a chance at making finals, and yeah. And then next we got and then finally at it was supposed to be at the MCG. Don't know it's gonna probably happen now, but even if it does get hosted at the MCG, it's obviously gonna be there's only gonna be like a small crowd pretty much, but yep, it's the D's versus the Pies. I'm obviously going with the D's. They just look too good right now. Like, my goodness, they are just dominant as of right now. They seem so indestructible right now. I mean, second half woes might catch up to them, but I'm relatively confident in the D's at the moment. They're definitely the team. This is their season to lose right now. Like, I reckon they could possibly end their premiership drought this season. They got that form. They really do. They really got a great form of a premiership-bound side. But yeah, regardless, got the D's winning. They should get a big win against the Pies, even with Collingwood getting that huge win over the Crows to help boost their, boost their chances at getting out of the bottom 4. But yeah. Regardless, I'm relatively confident about the D's winning. Yeah, I'm not choosing the Pies. No way, Jose. But yeah. Also, I also reckon that the Swans could possibly turn into a D's-like side next year. I might sound optimistic with that statement, but hey. I always want to stay hopeful. Like, deeply want to stay hopeful for the long term. Even if I do sound negative. Even when I do sound negative on the Swans, but yeah. So that is my tips for round 13 of the AFL, and I will be doing a quick ladder prediction, showing it off on Squiggle. Oh my god. On Squiggle. Here's my predictions. So yeah, I'm going to go, like I said, Port to beat the Cats, I believe. Wasn't it 21 points, right? Oh my god. I feel like I have dementia. Never mind. Yeah, 21 points. Swans versus Hawthorn. This will definitely be a really interesting game, but for the heck of it, just to be safe, I'll say 14 points, just in case. That is just in case if... That's just basically just in case. Just in case if it's a close game, just in case. But hey, it could be a blowout. But hey, it could definitely be a blowout for certain. I certainly got the Swans, to win this game. Relatively confident about the Swans heading into this game. But just to stay safe, I'm just going to make it close, but it could definitely be a blowout for certain. But yeah. Just to prove my point that, hey, pessimism works, but yeah. Freo versus Gold Coast. This will be a really entertaining game. I think it should go down the wire. I'm going to have the Dockers win by 2 points. St. Kilda versus Adelaide. This should also be a thriller. I'm actually going to have the Saints win by 7 points. North Melbourne versus GWS. Relatively confident about the Giants winning this game. I'll say 56 points. West Coast versus Richmond. Oh, shoot. Did I forget to tip this game? Oh, my God. Frick. Hang on a second. Did I tip it? Is it even showing? Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's not even showing. Like, my God. Alright, so, just gonna tip over that because it's been changed to round 14, believe it or not. They did change the schedule to round 14. Yeah, Melbourne Collingwood, that's set to be hosted at SCG, actually. Wait, did they even show the tip? Like, what the hell? Wait a minute. Let me check. Let me do some research. Just give me a second, guys. Oh my God. You better not be screwing with me. Frick. Dang COVID. Let me check. Yeah, the game is in round 13, I swear. Like, what the heck? That is so freaking weird. Like, my God, how did AFL tipping get this wrong? Like, my goodness, just. Nonetheless, West Coast versus Richmond. Eagles coming off a big win against the Blues. Tigers definitely trying to find their rhythm. I think this will also be a thriller too. I think this will also for certain be a thriller, but with how I'm not really that confident in the Eagles right now, like even with their win against the Blues, I'm actually going to go with the Tigers to win this game. I'll say 17 points for the Tigers. They were absolutely red hot against Essendon, who have actually been a pretty good side. They've been an alright side this season. They'll definitely probably not make finals, but hey, they're a good side. Plus, the Eagles did lose against the Bombers at home. So yeah, Eagles might get a big lead, but I think they might choke it. But yeah, and then D's against the Pies. I mean, the Pies might try their best. They might get some confidence, but I think the D's will be too strong at the end. But in the end, I think the D's are the better side. Got them winning by 26 points. But yeah. So that's the current ladder, how I have projected. D's first, Dogs second, Port third, Swans fourth, Lions fifth, Cats sixth, Tigers seventh, and Eagles eighth. And then Giants ninth, Dockers 10th, Saints 11th, Bombers 12th, Suns 13th, Blues 14th, Crows 15th, Pies 16th, Hawks 17th, and Rusin 18th. So yeah, those are my tips for round 13 of the AFL. I am the AFL Yank, signing out. Car in the Swannies.